Hey Minties, Amazing Amanda here, and today I'm going to be showing you my monthly haul for May, so stay tuned. Alright Minties, so here we are, it's the end of May, beginning of June, whatever you want to call it, and I bought some books, and I got some books from some people, and I'm very grateful for that, so I wanted to share with you guys what I have bought and what I plan to hopefully read in the near future because the collection behind me keeps growing. So the first thing I want to do is I want to give a shout out. I think I mentioned this in our Old Reader, New Reader we had a couple weeks ago, but Tim Klein had generously given me this Infinity War Omnibus when we were reading this for Old Reader, New Reader a couple of weeks ago. So thank you, Tim. I love adding this to my collection because it's one of the very few omnibuses that I have. So thank you so much. Speaking of other things I've been given. Big shout out to Kyle as well, who's given me a couple of books also. The first one is Next Wave Agents of Hate, which we have also done on Old Reader, New Reader. So click the link above if you want to see our review on that. We also have Secret Wars from the Hickvengers, which actually completes, if you can't see it's behind me, completes my collection because I already have everything up until this point. So thank you so much. This completes everything, and I'm very grateful because I don't think it's hard to find all of it together. And then the last thing I got is this really awesome tale called Peter Penzer Faust, which I guess is like a World War II style Peter Pan tale. So really excited to read this because I love the mixture of history and fiction brought together. So thank you, Kyle, so much. I'll be reading those shortly. Next thing I want to talk about. So one of our folks in our Omni collectors group was moving, and he generously gave me first dibs at some of his trade paperbacks that he has. And so Harry Sayer, this goes out to you because without you, I probably wouldn't have such a massive Hickman collection. So if you see over here, this big stack of, well, some of these are Hickman books for the most part, up to this point. So I got quite a few Hickman books now to add to my collection. I already have like East of West and obviously Hickvengers. So the first one, which I'm really excited about, is the Nightly News. Anything that mixes terrorism, journalism, and conspiracy is a pretty interesting thing in my book. And also Pax Romana, which apparently he also drew. So really excited to see this one. It's about the Catholic Church, time travel, and instantly I thought of Michael Crichton's Timeline, which is a good book, but not a good movie. No offense to Paul Walker and everyone else. May they rest in peace. Okay. Red Mass for Mars is another Hickman book I have now acquired, as well as the Black Monday Murders, volumes 1 and 2. So definitely have a lot of Hickman. Last one I have is The Secret. So I'm really interested to see these because I really do enjoy Hickman. He can be a little dialogue heavy. However, I really enjoyed the Hickvengers tales, and I'm excited to read East of West whenever I get a chance to read that. I'm sure we're going to be doing that at Old Reader, New Reader. So just adding to the Hickman collection as necessary. Another thing, which I think we'll be reviewing on Reviews in a Flash soon, is The Old Guard by Greg Rucka. So I loved Lazarus and The Wonder Woman by Greg Rucka. So I really am interested to see this tale. Really excited to see what he has with another independent run. We also have a couple of Scott Snyder books that I've picked up from Harry. The first one is The Wake, and the second one is Witches, which I have heard a lot about Witches, actually, and really excited to see what this entails. I know it's been optioned for a movie a few years back. I don't know whatever came of it, but gotta read that because I need to see if they ever do make a movie or TV series and how it will go. And then this last one that I'm really excited about is Punk Rock Jesus by Shawn Murphy. I've heard a lot about this, and the premise is really interesting. A clone of Jesus, which is, basically he is raised in a TV series, kind of like The Truman Show, I guess, and just seeing Jesus Christ basically turn into like some angsty teenager. So I'm really excited to read that. Other ones I got from Harry, because it's not done yet, guys, is a couple of Mark Millers, so Chrononauts, and then Jupiter's Legacy. And then Brian Azzarello, I also got a few of those. And the one I'm really excited about here is Luthor, because Lex Luthor might be one of my favorite villains for any of any Marvel, DC comics, whatever. And I'm really excited to see this because I know it's like inside his mind and a tale about Lex Luthor and who he is. So I'm excited to read this trade paperback. Another Azzarello is Moonshine. I believe we'll also be doing a reviews and a flash on this one too. So keep a lookout for that. Is the Northlander series. And I have every one of them, I think, except for volume 2. So if anyone out has it, let me know in the comments below and I will message you to see if I can get it off your hands. But I'm super pumped. This is by Brian Wood, and it is based upon Viking and Norse mythology. And those are some of my favorite topics to talk about and also to watch. Last Kingdom is one of my favorite shows. Can't wait till it comes back on. The Vikings as well. So, and Thor, of course. You can't forget about the almighty Thor. So I'm really excited to read these because anytime I get to read a comic that's not superhero related or anything like that, especially when it's based in like the Norse mythology, I enjoy it completely. Finally, I'll get to some of the stuff that I bought for myself and I picked out kind of. The first thing, so if you guys remember, we did reviews in the Flash a few weeks ago and we did the Amazing Spider-Man Volume 1 by Nick Spencer. And so I had to, because I'm a Spider-Man fan, guys, I had to get volumes 2 and 3. So I got these and I do want to do a review in the reviews in a flash for these as well. So stay tuned for that. So I can give you my 2 cents on how the story progresses after Volume 1. Because obviously we know with these Marvel trade paperbacks, you only get like 5 issues and there's not much to go on. So you definitely need the 2nd and 3rd volume. It helps progress the story along a little bit. Then, as you guys probably remember, at the beginning of May, I went to New York City to visit my sister. And one of the things I got to do was go to Midtown Comics, which was awesome because I've heard a lot of great things about it. Never got to go there before, and it was the coolest experience ever because it's just in the middle of this, you know, row of stores, and you actually have to walk in and go up this secret elevator to their floor and go in and walk around, and that was pretty awesome. It was like a secret club for people who are nerds, except for the people who had to stop on the 3rd floor to go to the spa. That was not us. So anyways, when I was there, I picked up some great books. First is The New Warriors by Yost, which is volume 1. And, you know, after reading West Coast Avengers, I was really itching to read some other, like, younger, you know, hero storylines. And I know that New Warriors has a lot of heroes I'm interested in, like Speedball and the new Nova. So I wanted to take a look at this New Warriors and check it out. As you guys know, after I read Gail Simone's Red Sonja, I was just blown away, and I needed more Red Sonja in my life. So I did get the Savage Red Sonja, and then I also got volumes 1 and 3 of Amy Chu's, because after we saw her speak at C2E2, I had fallen in love with her and knew that I had to read her Red Sonja run, because I think that she was going to do a great job. And of course, I know Maddie loves her as well and would recommend it also. So when I found these, which was very hard to find around here locally, I had to pick them up in New York City. And yes, I dragged all these things I'm showing you around New York City because we took public transportation. We didn't take an Uber. So that was painful, I guess. Walking 20 minutes here and there. And the last thing, or not the last thing, but another thing I got was the Guardians of the Galaxy, the Gary Dugan run, which is a newer, you know, all new team up. And it looks to me like it's a lot like the MCU version. So I just want to read a Guardians of the Galaxy very badly. Aaron Cooter is the artist. I like his artwork. And I know that Omar would never let me read Bendis anyway, so I might as well just read this run. So I'm super excited. If anyone else has read it, let me know if you think it's worth it or not, or if I just wasted a bunch of money in New York City, especially with their taxes. And then the last few things I got, which remind me, I walked around New York City with all of these things until I was like, we gotta take an Uber back. I can't do this anymore. Were these hardcover Doctor Stranges. So, I actually had already bought all of the trade paperbacks for Jason Aaron's run, and Chris Bocciolo. And so, these are the 2 hardcovers of those. So, if anyone is looking for the trade paperbacks, let me know, because I am going to be selling them. But I love this run. It's basically what happens when magic is gone from the world, and what Doctor Strange has to do to pretty much, you know, get it back in this essence. So, I really love this run. It's one of my favorites. It's the first thing I ever read that was outside of anything we had to read for Near Mint Condition, and it was also the first Aaron I've ever read, so I honestly had fallen in love with him since that point, and I always liked Doctor Strange. So I was very excited to get these in hardcover. wanted them for a long time. And then, of course, Donny Cates. I mean, I read God Country, so I knew I was going to like Donny Cates. I follow him on Twitter, and he's hilarious. And I have heard good things about his Doctor Strange run, so I'm super pumped to read this. This is the Volume 1 hardcover, and yeah, I'm really looking forward to finishing up my Doctor Strange. And I know Wade's also doing Doctor Strange now, so I'm probably going to dive into that after I read the Cates run. But anyways, that is my haul for this month. And I am so grateful you guys could spend some time with me and see all the money that I've spent and all the great people that are out there who've just given me great recommendations and added to my Hickman collection. Harry, thank you. So with that being said, thank you guys so much for watching. Don't forget to hit that like and subscribe button. And remember to ring the bell for notification of more great Near Mint Condition content. Remember to follow us on all of our social media channels at @NearMintCon. We also have our Patreon, so if you want to support our channel, check that link out in our description, as well as our t-shirts. They are on Redbubble now, so if you want to buy a t-shirt with the Near Mint Condition logo on it, check that out also. And last but not least, guys, if it's classy and cool, it must be Near Mint. Bye, everyone.